Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I'm your English teacher Zia. I hope that you're doing well. My dear learners, now we are going to do our another SLO from Unit 1. This is our lecture number 10 and we are actually on the competency of writing. We will be learning about writing skills. Now, for that purpose, today we have two SLOs merged together. They are the SLOs that will teach us about specific writing techniques and writing skills. Now you have to be very attentive, stay with me, put your question in the chat box. You can raise your hands, people who have joined us on Zoom, and students who are sitting over here, you can just raise your hand and ask your question. Now, since we are talking about writing skills, which is, they're very important to have to be good writers, to write your answers in the exam better, to perform and actually do your writing tasks of any sort, assignment, your homework, your tasks, home tasks easily. And through writing, you can actually express your ideas, put forward your arguments, your opinions, your evidences, etc. Now, there are different purposes of writing. Why do we write, students? Yes, good. We write for different purposes. We write for entertainment, to be very, to please ourselves. We write to give information, and different authors write for different purposes. Now, if I want to express my opinion and my understanding about something, I will present my arguments, my evidences. I will claim one thing, present my argument and support it with the supporting evidences, and I will do reasoning to prove my point. Now, one of the most important purposes of writing is to actually convince people of your ideas and your understanding. And this kind of writing, today we are going to talk about it, where we talk about different controversial topics that may have different opinions. And for that purpose, we are going to talk about argumentative writing. It could be a passage that you are writing, any paragraph, any essay, any kind of writing where you are actually presenting your side, your opinion, your claim of one specific idea or concept, and then you are holding on to it with your arguments, with your evidences. Now, let's see. We will be writing arguments. Arguments are, if you are claiming something, then to emphasize it on others, to make it believable, you present your argument. And why do we do this? We do arguments to support our claims. Claim is a stance, a statement that we make, and in order to defend it, we do all that. We provide evidences, we provide reasoning, and we provide arguments. So the first thing will be our claims. So we will be writing arguments to actually support claims in an analysis of substantive topics. Substantive topics are your topics which has a lot of substance. Topics which are very much broader. They demand both sides of the opinions. They demand both sides to be putting forward their evidences, their claims. So those topics which require so much substance in them, they are very big topics. These are what we call substantive topics. Or it could be any text. We will be using valid reasoning and relevant and sufficient evidence. Now, reasoning, what is it? We reason, we try to argue to make our point stronger by giving facts, by quoting some evidences. This is the process of reasoning. So we will be using reasoning, we will reason about our topic, our understanding, and we will use sufficient evidence. we will take references, we will provide evidences to make ourselves sound logical and truthful, to be sticking on our side of that claim that we are making about any topic. Let's say, should uniforms will be allowed in should be allowed in schools? Yes, there are two sides. Now, if you are in the favor of saying yes to it, then you provide your evidences, your reasoning, and you present arguments for your claim. Now, this is what we are going to learn. Do not worry about these terminologies. We will see them one by one. Now, next part, I'm taking some time on the students' learning outcomes because if we understand it prior to the lesson, we will get to know that what we are going to learn. Next, we will introduce precise, knowledgeable claims. We will introduce our claim in our essay, in our paragraph, and then establish the significance, the importance of the claims. We will tell the reader, we will establish that why our claim that we are making is actually logical and why it is important. Then we will distinguish or differentiate the claims from alternate or opposing claims. Obviously, you will be countered with different claims. So in order to differentiate and distinguish between these two, you will be doing that. You will be learning about distinguishing between two different kind of claims about one topic, one concept, or one idea. And then you will create an organization that logically sequences claims, counterclaims, reasons, and evidence. Now here we will be talking about the structure of our argumentative writing. Specifically, we are talking about argumentative essays. We know that there are different types of essays, right? Descriptive essay, argumentative essay, expository essay, etc. Also, argumentative essay is also called persuasive essay. Now, for that purpose, now our focus should be on an argumentative essay, any argumentative piece of writing. Now, let's see how we can do that. I hope the topic is very clear. We are talking about argumentative writing, and we are going to see different components that make up a good argumentative essay. This is your vertical linkage. And now let's talk about what are argumentative text. Text is what we know. Anything that is written is what we call a text. Argumentative texts, my dear learners, they are also referred to as persuasive text. Persuasive means it's taken from the word to persuade, to convince others, to make others believe that you are on the right side. So you persuade others, you convince others. So such kind of texts which are actually ultimately convincing the readers of about any particular thing, that would be your persuasive text. And then you are, now what do? They are intended to express an argument in order to support or refute an idea. Now, what do you find in an argumentative essay? You will find different kind of arguments. So as a reader, as a third person, I will decide that which claim, which argument, counter argument or counter claim in the essay is actually making sense. That depends on me. It's an open-ended thing. It depends on my understanding. Now, this is what an argumentative essay is. It includes your expression of your claims and different arguments in order to actually support an idea or totally refuse it, totally negate that idea. So you are left with two options over here when you are reading any kind of argumentative text. As a person who's not taking any side, you can just see which one is the right thing to support and which one to refute. Now, let's talk about the very first thing, my dear learners. The first thing is your claim. Now, this also is very important. It's the first thing. This is what you are claiming to be. Now, a claim, let's see what it is. It's a statement that asserts something is true. If I say this pointer is purple, this is my claim. I made a statement and now I have to defend my claim with different kind of arguments and evidences, etc. Now you may disagree with this. You can see it as having a white tip with black body. That is your claim. So if I'm claiming it to be purple, this is what is actually a claim, and now I have to say that what I'm trying to say is true. So if I say this pointer is purple, I'm actually believing in it and I'm saying this, I'm saying the right thing, I'm truthful, I'm correct. Now it is the main point or position that a writer or speaker is trying to prove. Now let's look at an example. Here is a claim in one sentence in front of you about climate change. Can you read it? Yes. Zumit, can you read it? Good. Good. Thanks for reading that out. Human activities are the primary cause of climate change. Now, this is actually a claim. What is the writer claiming? He is or she is claiming that the activities that human beings do, they are the primary cause. They are the things that are causing what? Climate change. Now, this is a claim. It should be made stronger with different kind of arguments. This is just our simple claim. So any statement that you make and consider it true, this is your claim. Now let's see what is a counterclaim. Now, opposing to the claim, what the other person is claiming, the other side is claiming, will be your counterclaim. So a counterclaim is the opposing side of an argument. It's what someone who disagrees with your main point might say. So if you are saying, no, this pointer is actually black with a white tip, it's not purple, this is your counterclaim to my claim, which was the main claim. So you are countering, you are actually opposing my claim with your counterclaim. And let's talk about arguments. Now that we have made our claim, let's say we are writing an argumentative essay, right? We are given a topic, we are writing an argumentative essay. Now we have made a claim. Now it's time to make some arguments in support of that claim, that statement that I just made. So an argument is a series of reasons. Arguments includes reasons of telling you that why I am correct and why I am saying the truth. So the writer will be giving you reasons, or when you are writing, you will be giving reasons to support your claim. And all those reasons, what do they call? They are called your argument. Your argument can have so many different reasons that support, that clarifies your side to the reader. It also includes evidence. Now, evidence, we know, it's what we call in Urdu saboot. Now, evidence is what we are trying to give. They are very important. They should be correct, taken from the legit and actual factful source of information. They're very important. They should be very logical. And your argument can also have explanations presented to support a claim. Now, all those things, all these things, reasons, evidence, explanation, why are we doing it? We are doing it to support our claim. What was our claim? Let's go back. Our claim was that human activities are the primary cause of climate change. This is our claim. And now when we are giving reasons after reasons, we are making argument, we are actually supporting our claim. Now, the argument to support this claim would involve presenting evidence that human-induced greenhouse gas emissions, primarily from burning fossil fuels, are causing the planet's temperature to rise at an unprecedented rate. Now, if you look back, this is our claim. Now we are talking about an argument. I can give you an argument that what humans are doing is they are emitting greenhouse gases. Human-made induced greenhouse gases will actually primarily they are taken from the burning fossil fuels and they are causing the planet's temperature to rise. Now this is my argument in support of my claim. Now this can be verified from any factful, any rich source. So it is very easy to actually come up with another counter argument to my argument that is supporting my claim. Now let's talk about the counter argument. Counter means the thing that you are doing in opposing to one argument that is already made. So a counter argument, it is your response to the counter claim. The claim is the statement that I'm making, you are coming up with your counter claim and you are actually coming up with your counter arguments against my arguments. So this is how it goes. It's a cycle. You explain why the counterclaim is weak or incorrect, and you will also provide evidence to support your original claim. So this is all happening because you are actually trying to prove your counterclaim against that first claim that was made. So here, let's talk about that topic that we were discussing about climate change. Now, let's look at the counter argument that we have. First, the argument was that the human-induced emission of gases are raising the temperature of the planet. But here, a counter argument might suggest that climate change is nothing but a natural cycle and not primarily caused by human activities. So this is actually opposing my argument and it's coming up with the other person's counter argument. Now, let's talk about evidence. Now, our evidence in our argumentative essay is actually our particular and specific information used to support a claim. Again, why are we providing evidences? We are providing it to support our claim. It can come in various forms, such as you can quote facts, you can quote statistics, expert opinions, you can quote examples from your observations from daily lives, and also your personal experiences or people's personal experiences. So if you combine it all together, all these things together, they will be actually catering your evidence. Now, we are talking about facts, statistics, expert opinions, examples, personal opinions. All of these combined, they will be your evidence, which is supporting your claim ultimately. Now, if you remember the topic that was under discussion, which is about climate change, you can look at this evidence. Increasing levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, rising global temperatures, they are melting the glaciers and ice caps, and also they are more frequently and intensely, they are giving extreme weather events. Now, all these 3 or 4 points, they are our evidences. It includes facts, they include your observation, experience, some things that you have seen with your eyes, that you are seeing in the news, in the media. So all that, if you gather them together, they can be your evidence for your claim. Now, again, if you are opposing a claim, if you are coming up with a counter claim, with a counter argument, you can also give evidences to support that as well. Now, that we have learned are different terminologies that we will be using in compiling a composition of argumentative style. We are compiling argumentative composition, argumentative writing. We have seen different terminologies like claim, counterclaim, argument, counterargument, and evidences. Let's talk about the way we will be structuring our argumentative essay. So, as you know that every essay, whether it's of any sort, it has three main parts in the structure. First, you have introduction, then the body, and then your conclusion. Now, how is the argumentative essay different than other essays? Let's see. So, for the first part, the introductory part, you have to introduce a topic and the essay's thesis, essay's claim. You can write your claim at the start, and then you can move on to the body. The body includes the supporting details, all the evidences, counterclaims, claims, arguments, counterarguments will be found in the body of the essay. The body of an argumentative essay, the whole text, right after the introduction, should introduce evidence and commentary that supports the essay's thesis. Each of the three body paragraphs should introduce a new argumentative point. Now, you can include as many paragraphs as you can in the body, but there should be at least 3 of them, and they should be catering each different kind of argumentative point. So, it should introduce a new argumentative point. Now, let's talk about the last part, which is where we conclude our whole essay. So, in that one, the conclusion, it synthesizes all of the information included in the argumentative. It takes all of that, the evidences, the things from both sides, and just merge it together to give a final verdict. So you have to give a final verdict in your concluding remarks and in your conclusion part of the essay. Now, let's see. Here we have a paragraph. Students, you should be very much responsive about this. You can watch it on your screen. Let's read it. Engaging in physical exercise has a profound impact on students' emotional well-being. Physical activity stimulates the release of endorphins, natural mood elevators that help to reduce stress, anxiety, and symptoms of depression. Studies have shown that students who practice in regular exercise often report improved self-esteem, increased confidence, and a greater sense of overall life satisfaction. Moreover, physical activity provides an outlet for emotional release, allowing students to cope with challenges and frustrations in a healthy manner. Now, this is a paragraph, a passage about physical exercise, physical activity. Now, can you see those different fragments and parts that we discussed in the previous slides? Let's see how it goes. Now, what was the claim? You can find it in the first part of that paragraph. Let's see. The claim that the writer is making, or we are making, is that regular physical activity significantly and greatly enhances students' mental health. Now, this is our claim. This is what the statement I am making. Now, in order to support this, in order to make it stronger, I'm going to come up with some arguments. The argument was that physical activity positively impacts emotional well-being. Now, this is a very good argument. You can come up with so many different arguments. And then here you can see the evidence. Now, physical activity stimulates endorphins. All those things are scientifically proven. There are research papers written on it. So you can use all those facts, statistics, those researches, expert opinions in your on your side, and you can actually come up with all these evidences that is ultimately supporting your claim that you made at the very start of the paragraph. Now, what is the reasoning that we are doing over here? As you know that our arguments can have different reasons. Another reason is endorphins act as mood elevators. They improve your mental health. They enhance self-esteem and confidence, contribute to better mental health. Now, this is why we are reasoning about our claim that we made. We are using terminologies, scientific studies, we can quote different references to make our evidence stronger than ever. Now, this is a simulation video that you can watch later on. This will tell you more about writing a very good, effective, argumentative essay with a very strong hook, a very strong claim supported by your different arguments. You can quote other people's and other sides' arguments, counter arguments with their counter claims, and this way you can create a very good argumentative essay that is not biased. It should be unbiased, and let the readers decide what they are going to take from that essay. Now, you can see this worksheet over here. It is given in different colors: your claim, evidence, counter argument, rebuttal, and conclusion. Now you have to read it and color that specific part accordingly by which those colors are mentioned. Now for your homework, now this is about writing. You have to be very active for this. You can submit your written work as soon as you're done with it. You have to choose any one of these given topics, any of them. Why it's important to protect the environment, or the impact of technology on communication, or the value of a good night's sleep. You can see that all these three topics, they can have different sides. There can be some claims and counterclaims as well. So you need to be standing on your stance that you're making and provide the arguments and evidences and reasoning supporting your claim. You have to write a very short essay to explain your chosen topic. Why did you choose the topic, and then support your ideas with reasons and examples. Now, these are your resources. You will be getting a skill sheet, a worksheet, this PowerPoint presentation, along with your question bank having 12 or 14 questions that you can solve. They are giving you different scenarios where you have to choose the best option that is given in all those options. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that we have achieved our students' learning outcome, my dear learners, which was about writing an argumentative composition with different terminologies that we discussed, so that we can learn these two student learning outcomes to create a very good argumentative writing piece. So you have to come up with your homework as soon as possible, share it with me and get my feedback. Thank you so much for listening. So if we have any kind of question right now, we can take it. I hope, yes, clear. I hope everything is clear. See you in the next video lesson. Allah Hafiz.